So in this video, we will see some of the endgame basic ideas. So in this position, white has an extra pawn on h2. If we see this position in the beginning, we may think that white king will be able to push this pawn and get a queen on h8. But this position is a forced draw because white will never be able to force this out of these two squares. Okay, so let's try. Black king can just repeat on these two squares. Now black king is on h8. This pawn is blocked by the black king. It is white to move. So if white goes on f7, then this pawn is gone and it's draw. If you go on h6, then it's a stalemate. So this square is defined by this pawn and this square defined by this king. So this will be a forced draw. This is the first thing in the endgame basics. So whenever you have a pawn on h file or a file, it will result into a forced draw. So let's see on the a file also. Now the similar position is on the other side of the board. Now if you are playing as black, no need to worry. You can just repeat your moves on these two squares. Just keep moving on A8 and B8 and let black do whatever he or she wants to do. It will be forced draw. Right, just see. Black will just repeat the move. And now if white plays A7, then black should not go out, because if you go out, then white will get a clue. So just go inside on this A8. And now same idea appears. If white goes away to capture the pawn, or if white goes on A8 to keep defending this pawn, then it's a stalemate, because these two squares are blocked by the pawn and by the king. So the first idea. Second idea. So now the position is a bit different, that you as black are no longer on these two squares, but white king is able to reach, and white king has extra pawn on h4. So white king. So in this position, the target of white king is to just go away from the h8, so that you can push this pawn. And you can only push this pawn when this king is in not on h5, because if this king stays on h8 or h7, then you will be not able to push. Will be also result in forced draw. But for that, black black just need to move on this f7 and f8, because you are controlling these three squares, and white king won't be able to enter. And apart from these moves, if white king try to get out like from these squares and then just push his pawn, then you keep right now you have to be very careful, because if you try to come there and attack the pawn, then white can simply push this. And now if black goes there, and white can go to the g7. So now these four squares are controlled by the white king. And if you go on g5 to attack this pawn, now this pawn can move to h6 and defended by the king. And now there is no way this black can defend. It will become a pawn, queen. So at this point, if you're playing as black in a game, no need to come and attack the pawn. Your only target should be, you should not let this king come on this g5. We just go on f6 exactly in front of the king, because what happens when you are exactly in front of the king, you are controlling the three square in front. So then king won't be able to come. Now if white goes there, there. Now if white goes h8, now you have option of going and attacking the pawn. So it's your choice. If you want to attack, you can attack. There is no problem right now, because king won't be able to support the pawn. Or if you want to attack, you come there. Now this king won't be able to come on these two squares because of the king. And if pawn moves, you can just simply capture. Or if king moves, then you can just go there. And now this white king is too far away to defend this move. And next move, you can just capture. So this is the second idea. When your opponent has pawn on h5 and his or her king is able to reach on these two squares, then you need to block the king to go away and create space for them. So just keep blocking, and even no need to capture. Now next position. In this, it is right to move. Same idea that this pawn will try to reach on h8 and try to get a queen. Like target is to reach. Right now, the best way to see if black king will be able to reach on this square or this square or nearby this pawn is to draw a diagram. So that diagram you draw after the white moves. So after your opponent moves, then you see will you be able to enter in that diagram. So for example, if white plays a4, now you draw a diagram. First you go the diagonally. Are you able to reach inside this diagram or not? So black king is too far away. It will take 1, 2, 3 moves to this diagram. So black king won't be able to stop. Now white gets a queen. Okay, so now let's just help the black. Right now black king is bit near, but suppose it is black white to move. So white plays, for example, h4. So now again, to calculate in advance, like will this king be able to reach and stop the pawn or not, we have to draw it out. diagram, and in next move black is able to enter. So it means black will be able to stop this move. Let's just see. Black is able to reach on g7, and if white goes h8, whatever piece white gets, queen, rook, you can just capture. What happens if black yeah, so this is one idea. Now this we use the diagram of if white only pushes the pawn. But now we saw that if you go h4, then it's very difficult for white to get a queen. So definitely you have to make use of your king. So in this position, identify the target square. So for this h3, the target square is h8. The target square should be h7, 7 or g8, because from g7 and g8 you'll be able to support. Now if you go there on h6, then black king will come there and it will stop the white king to go away. So we will not go there. But if you go there, then black king is able to reach on these two squares like the first position that we are solving. And now whatever white king does, black king will just keep repeating. In this position, we were learning how to get a forced rook.